Well, Larry Lincoln listeners, welcome on into the Larry Lincoln Show. We got a hell of a show here for you today. Hope you're having a good one, and thanks for being here. So I was thinking today about how I was going to start off the show, and I was going to go into it nice and slow, steady pace, go into a few news stories I've seen before we get started. But there's a couple things actually, that were just so crazy, mind-blowing, and unpatriotic that I couldn't help but think to myself, well, the Larry Lincoln listeners, they need to hear this first right away. There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This needs to be talked about. So let's jump right into it. First off, I went to the hotel today. I know, as you all can probably guess, Larry, why'd you go to the hotel? That's what you always talk shit about all the time, as it being the place with the most crime, the most drug addicts, the most drug sales, and the most deaths in all of Los Santos. Right there, centrally located at the hotel. And I implore you, I know. Trust me, I know I shouldn't have gone there, and I got a story about it too. So I decided just to see if any changes had been done since we've been talking about it and putting the truth out there into Los Santos of what's really happening at the hotel and what needs to be fixed to solve it. So sure enough, I get there to the hotel and things are going crazy. There's already a dead body in the middle of the street, and so I see an EMS there, and I think that they're there to care for that person. And I was very happy. I was like, wow, maybe there's actually a positive change happening in Los Santos where people are going to get the care that they need. People are going to get saved. There's not going to be dead bodies on our streets. There's not going to be human feces in the sidewalks so you get into your dress shoes. I know from experience. And so I was happy. And so I said, hey, excuse me over there. It was a woman. So I said, excuse me, miss. Excuse me. Are you going to save that man in the middle of the street? Have you seen him over there? And she said, yeah, let me go take a look. So she came back to me and she said, well, that's a local, so I'll make sure that local EMS gets that man. Yeah, you heard me right. Not only does this city have the most crime, overdoses, deaths, everything else under the sun, they also have EMS that treats people differently. I mean, as you know, I'm new to this state, so they haven't treated me like that. I'm sure a lot of you that I've spoken to and met are new, but my core listeners, the Larry Lincoln listeners, those of you who've lived here for generations and generations, I did not realize this, that San Andreas Medical Services is treating you differently because you've lived here a long time. Now, what's going on with that? I didn't get a solid answer. I asked, well, why are they being treated differently than us? And she said, well, that's a long explanation. And I said, well, now, what long explanation do you need? All I see going on here is mistreatment of citizens, of humans. We're all the same. We are all the same. There's nothing different from me or someone walking down the street or someone driving their car. Nothing is different. And it's a shame that the EMS is looking at it as such. I hope that something changes with that. And if not, I hope someone's listening from the EMS to call in and correct me if that person mistold me what you guys do. Because that, if it is true, sure enough it is, from what I've heard so far, it's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. It's an undemocratic, it's un-American, and it needs to be fixed. This is a patriotic country. We're a nation of immigrants. We came from all over this world to come together to make America, and you're still treating people differently because they lived here longer? No, that needs to be fixed. That needs to be fixed. But the worst part of all of being at this hotel, I saw firsthand the amount of violence that takes place in a place like that. So I was talking to this woman in the lobby of the hotel, just informing her about the show, see if she wanted to be a listener. And out of nowhere, this man comes running in a red suit and a fox mask and tackles me to the ground. And her. So I get up and say, what the hell do you think you're doing? And I punch the man. Defending myself, using my rights to defend myself. Because I don't know what his intentions are. I've never met this man before. He's wearing a mask. We're at the hotel. Who knows what he was trying to do? So I punched him. And you know what he said? He said, whoa, I was just trying to be playful. And I said, well, if you're just trying to be playful, how about you don't assault someone? How about you come and say something? How about you come and talk? How about you treat someone like another human? You don't know my conditions. What if I was someone who had a heart condition? What if I was someone who's trying to recover a broken bone? In fact, even if I wasn't like I am right now, a healthy man, what gives you the right to assault someone for nothing? So I told him, I'll punch him again if he ever does something like that. And you know what he told me? He said, well, if you keep talking, I'm going to pull out a gun. Yeah. That's right. I'm all for owning guns, but goodness me, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. This man, first off, assaults me. I defend myself, and now he's going to try to pull a gun on me? It's a damn shame. So I reported to the police. Probably nothing's going to happen. It is what it is. That's kind of how it is. Okay, to wrap up this first segment, Los Santos, I wanted to touch back. Last time I was talking about the illegal shark fishing up there at Miller's Fishery. I tried to go back up there. I called the Rangers. They told me for sure there's something going on. You should be able to find evidence. Still nothing. Still nothing. I'll tell you, I spent 3 hours. 3 hours in total trying to find a shark that had been injured. None. I don't even know why it's illegal in the first place. Why can't you fish what you want? Doesn't make any damn sense to me. But hey, Los Santos, remember the lines are open if you want to call in 555-8535. We got a hell of a show for you today. Up next is a very intriguing news story. And we got a couple special guests that we'll be getting on too. So go ahead, take a seat, listen, get maybe a little drink, a little snack. We're going to take a little break. And remember, 555-8535. If you want to call in, we'd love to have you call in. We'll see you in a moment, Los Santos. You're listening to The Larry Lincoln Show. Larry Lincoln listeners, welcome back into the Larry Lincoln Show. I hope you got yourself a drink. I hope you got yourself a snack because, man, oh man, like I said, we got a good show up today. We had a call in the break there, so let's give them a call back and see what they wanted. We're calling right now.
Hello.
Hello there. You gave the Larry Lincoln Show a call. You're live on air right now. What you got for us?
Yeah, this is Fox News. I got just about anything you want for you. I see corrupt shit happen every day with the police, and man, I have stories you would not believe.
Amen to that. Yes, I couldn't help but when we were on the ad break taking a look at the socials over there on Life Invader, and I saw your post, and it's been a while since I've seen another news source put actual news and actual truth out there, and I got to say God bless to you for doing that.
Yeah, I mean, you won't believe the things I see. I think it was just yesterday that I saw a little boy in his turtle mask being like robbed of his Christmas present, which is a
Jesus
go-kart that he
Christ.
wanted to go around the city in, and the officer, was very belligerent with him and then ran me over with her car.
Wait, you got ran over by an officer?
I did get run over by an officer.
Oh, tell me you're suing.
Unfortunately, I mean, I should.
You should. You should. Do you still have like you have like the hospital? Did you go in to get your injuries looked at?
I got them treated later by an ambulance.
Okay.
Okay. I'm not a great idea man. Sometimes, I follow them around so much that they just kind of hate me, and it's best not to poke the bear sometimes. Today I saw them show up to the hotel here, and they just found some guy and they handcuffed him, and he started running away because he's like, "What am I being handcuffed for? What am I being handcuffed for?" Like, "We'll talk about this when we bring you downtown." And so he kept running, and they just said, "You know what? We'll just leave you in handcuffs," and took off.
What the hell? I actually had an officer on the show last week. You don't have to say your name. We could talk about that later. But I had an officer on the show last week, Officer Vasquez. Are you familiar?
I have heard of the individual. I don't know them personally.
So she came on the show, and I asked her a couple of very important questions. First one was, I was like, so the hotel, it's a hub of crime, a hub of murder, a hub of drug overdoses, and a hub of free housing that just leads to everybody getting lazy, especially with the $500 stimulus they get. And it's just turned into a shithole that's ruining the whole city. So I asked, what's the PD doing about it? You know what she told me? She said that actually the PD is sending their recruits and cadets to that hotel when there's calls to train them. So they're actively letting it stay that way for training.
I mean, to be honest, I kind of thrive in the chaos. I'm one of those people that just thrives in that atmosphere. There's something about it. There's something about it in the air that, a lot of people don't like it because, it is an absolute crime infested den. But the atmosphere is what gets you juiced for finding out what's really going on in the city. When you see the injustice happening, that means, you got to get out there. You know that it's happening other places.
So I got to give you a chance to, I totally get what you're saying. I understand that. I started my career as a little bit in journalism, but I want to give you a chance to put all of your thoughts out onto that topic, because what I was getting at is they don't care about the well-being of the people, and that's what I speak on all the time. So just because you thrive there, you don't want that for the other people, though, do you?
I mean, there are people here that thrive in the chaos, but there are also people who hate dealing with that. Yes, you are correct.
Mhm.
But I need that motivation, and I do think that people need to move on from the hotel, and need to spread out and experience the world beyond the chaos of the hotel. But a lot of people are enticed by that, so it just sort of happens.
Yeah, it's probably those people that go to university get indoctrinated. My listeners love that word. Indoctrinated by those corrupt professors, are getting pushed to the liberal agenda from the government to keep an overarching control on all of our young minds so that they don't work, go onto social media, love avocado toast and veganism, and get rid of all meats that we can eat. Get rid of everything else we enjoy in our lives, like diesel-powered cars. We're going full electric.
Absolutely.
We're going solar. We're going wind. What's next? Am I not going to be able to leave the house?
Absolutely, they want us to eat the bugs. That's why
sure
they're buying
do.
up all the farmland, and they're making sure that there's plenty of things.
Solar farms, wind farms, those take up acres and acres of land,
and they disrupt the habitat of all the other animals that live in those places.
It's not natural.
It's 15 square kilometers to do the same work of a nuclear power plant.
It's a damn
of
shame.
Solar panels.
Damn shame. It's so much less effective too. It's not even doing anything that great.
no, no.
Oof.
I mean, it's an absolute travesty.
Hmm.
What they're trying to push upon the people of Los Santos, and before the year is out, they're gonna have us eating those soy burgers and all that for
Oh,
to the end of
uh-huh.
time.
I just covered that last week. Here, let me play you this voicemail I got last week about the soy. Listen to this.
I'm
Absolutely.
tired. I'm tired of soy, and I am definitely tired of soy sauce. I'm tired of soy latte drinking bitches. I went to a restaurant and some geisha had the audacity to hand me a hot towel. She thinks I should take a bath in front of everyone in the restaurant. It ain't decent. It's a fucking insult. And then she tries to give me some shit called edamame. Those are damn soybeans. You ain't fooling me. 10 of them little fuckers, and they want to charge you $5. What do you think?
It's crazy, isn't it? I mean, that was one of the Larry Lincoln listeners experiencing what we're talking about out there in the world. It's going everywhere. It's a damn shame.
Well, yeah, and you know what I heard about the soy, and this is part of the reason that I think everybody's got the low T these days. Is soy apparently it causes you to have more estrogen and
Mm, mm.
lactate, and that's why men are starting to be able to breastfeed.
Wow, I haven't really looked into that.
Oh, yeah, no, it's outrageous. It's all it's all these so-called healthy foods that are impacting normal development. Years ago, people didn't
Interesting.
have all the damn allergies that they have now, and we have all
That's a
sorts of
great
weird
point.
foods.
Hmm. We
Yeah,
just talked about
exactly.
last week about diabetes and how there's so much of that getting prescribed to people who might not even have it, and they just want us to stop eating what we love.
Absolutely. And I could go on forever
Totally,
about
totally. Here, how about this?
I,
How about you give me the most injustice, corrupt thing you've seen so far, and then we'll tie in later about what I see blossoming into a good partnership here.
Okay, okay. So, I suppose this has to do with the. Did you talk about the Uwu Cafe, like absolute madness that happened a few days back?
I have not. See, this is where I think you'd come in handy to me because I see most of the things happen, but as far as the intricate details, now that takes a little bit of digging that sometimes I'm not able to with my wife and 3 kids. So, no, I did not hear about it, but I saw that it opened.
Yeah, so I wrote a piece on that. Apparently, what happened is there was a phony bomb threat. Somebody just, playing a prank, thinking, tee hee, I'll get them. And the cops they took it seriously. So they got all units to Uwu Cafe when they had their opening event. And Air One was overhead. There was a cop on top of the cafe. There was a
Jesus
slight
Christ.
dispute, argument with somebody who was there. And they're like, angry with the cop. And all of a sudden, the cop pulls out his gun. The other guy,
Holy shit.
yeah, he's intimidated because the cop escalated things. He pulls out his gun, and then the cop is standing. There's another cop standing on the roof with an assault rifle, and then just begins raining down fire on people. And then everybody's pulling out their guns and shooting each other, and you just have a whole bunch of bodies on the ground.
Wow, I did not hear about this. That's absolute craziness. So they got a fake bomb threat and then went to there, escalated things, and ended up shooting innocent civilians?
Absolutely, they were raining
Wow.
down gunfire among innocent
Wow.
civilians.
That I don't know what this, in my 18 years of doing radio, I have been supporting the men and women in blue all my life, but when it comes to this city, there's just something different. I don't know what it is. They're not real. They just aren't acting like real police officers I've known over my career.
Absolutely. And the corruption runs deep. Everyone says to me that Mr. Pryor is the most corrupt police officer that
Mr.
has ever
Pryor, huh?
existed. Yeah, yeah. Officer Pryor.
All right.
I haven't had a lot of interactions myself. I see him every now and then. But I've heard terrible, terrible things.
Hmm.
Abuse of power and such. So
Interesting. Well, might have to see if I can
yeah.
swing him on the show if he wants to ever defend himself. We'll see if he has a comment about that.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm pretty sure he's behind that channel. At least I've been told multiple times around here that he's behind that Life Invader account, Thick Latinas for Life, which is
I've seen that.
yeah, I don't know what that's about. I think maybe he has a thing and he's being a stalker or something like that. He's taking
Hmm.
pictures of all these women and he's just
That's
putting it
true.
out there.
That's true.
So
Oh, well, we'll see. I mean, it's nice. It's nice. Like I said when we first got on the phone here, it's nice to see someone else actually reporting the good old honest truth and the hard truth sometimes for those people who live in echo chambers, probably went to college, probably still living at home in their 40s, maybe mid 30s, early 30s, and have nowhere
Right.
to go in life other than to talk about how unfair everything is when they live the most easy life ever. I mean, we still have veterans alive from Nam, from World War II, at least a few. And even from
Oh,
most recently going overseas, it's just a shame what this country's coming to. It's a shame.
yeah, I was in the Gulf War.
You were. Oh, thank you for your service.
The Gulf War. They sent us down to Atlanta, or sorry, Georgia, and they we're in Operation Masters, and we were attacking Tiger Woods with golf ball cannons.
Oh, that sounds like a good time.
Well, yeah, he was getting too powerful, and they thought he was a national security threat. You can never be sure,
Hey, how about this?
So,
After this, you text me your name if you want, and I think you and me should talk business once the radio show's over. How about that?
Yeah, absolutely. My name is. I don't even have to text you. I'll just say it.
Okay, yeah,
people
say it
know
on the
who I
show.
am. Yeah. My name is JT. A lot of people call me Mr. Fox. But if you want to, you can always look at my Life Invader handle, which is Fox News, for the latest updates and those kind of things. And I would be happy to get into contact with you any more than I can. We sound like we agree on a lot of things, and yeah.
Just to
keep
further
in
on that
touch.
joke we had about soy, you could call us two peas in a pod. How about that one,
Hey,
JT?
now,
How about that one?
Yeah, no, don't I almost said don't assoy me.
Wait,
Don't
hold on a
associate
second.
me.
You're called Mr. Fox. What do you, if I may ask, do you wear a fox mask?
I do wear a fox mask.
Do you wear a red suit?
I do wear a red suit today.
Oh, you're that asshole that tackled me at the hotel.
I attacked you.
You tackled me next to that woman,
Oh, I mean,
and then you threatened to pull your gun on me.
Hey, my sincere apologies, but I think we've mended the wounds, and we see that we're, very, very friendly, similar individuals.
I was actually just talking a lot of smack about you on the show, saying that some random guy in a fox mask tackled me out of nowhere and then told me he was going to shoot me.
Well, I mean, it's good that you had me on the show. Then we can see that we're not too different, you and I, and it was just a misunderstanding. So
Just like Moses, I'm willing to part the sea and at least see what's underneath the water.
there you go, another God-believing good Christian, I assume.
Oh, most definitely. Been a Christian all my life, married in a Christian church, Christian children. Nothing better than the Bible.
There you go. Kids these days, it seems like they don't have faith in Jesus anymore, and I don't know what that's all
they
about.
got faith in weed and cocaine. And the
Yeah.
government. They got faith
Yeah,
in the
and
government. Jesus
The
Christ.
government's the answer to everything.
Oh, good Lord. Let's ban everything. It's unfair
Yeah,
to
ban
me.
it all.
Here,
Yeah.
I got to leave you with
Free
one more
healthcare
thing.
for everyone.
One more thing here, Mr. Fox.
Yep.
I'm going to leave you with this audio clip I got submitted to me last week from someone who was trying to do interviews on the street, kind of like what I talk about here. So listen into what this woman said.
I get dressed in the morning, I'm triggered. I take a shower, I'm triggered. I get in the car, I'm triggered. I go for a walk, I'm triggered. I leave my house, I'm triggered. I sit in my room all day, I'm triggered. I look at my thin, beautiful sisters and I'm triggered, and I just can't get away from it.
But yeah, that's the kind of people we're dealing with in this country.
Yeah, it is absolutely ridiculous. My father, he fought in goddamn Vietnam, and this is absolutely frustrating. These people think they know what real triggers are. Talk to a veteran who wakes up in the middle of the night because he thinks he hears gunfire, pulls his gun, and shoots his family.
Wow.
That's not my father, but that's the world we live in. They don't understand what a real trigger is, and the difficulties that the veterans have to deal with.
For sure. And that's something I try to educate everybody on all the time. Our military gets too much hate, but hey, we'll go on forever if we keep going, JT. So I'm going to let you go and move on to the next segment. Thanks for calling in.
Absolutely. It was a pleasure.
Pleasure. You
we'll
take
keep in
care.
touch.
Definitely. Take it easy.
Yep.
Oh, interesting. Who would have thought that the guy who does the same sort of truth-telling topics as we do here on the Larry Lincoln Show would it be the man who assaulted me for no reason at the hotel? Now that is a coincidence I did not see coming. That was, as they say, that was not on my bingo card. that was not on my bingo card. I don't know how the hell that happened. That was absolutely crazy. So we actually got something really interesting next. Before we jump into it, I'm going to talk about a quick story, and then we'll go to an ad break, and then bring in our special guest. So I don't know if all of you have heard this talk about climate and how things are changing because of the fossil fuels, and that's why they're trying to get rid of our good old American muscle cars, good old American diesel. It's a very interesting topic, and from what I can see with the scientists I trust, it's a sham. They're trying to take away everything we enjoy. I mean, just recently I heard a news article, they banned gas-powered leaf blowers because of the emissions from them, making everybody use electric, and if you use a gas one, it's a fine. Well, what kind of country we live in? You can't even use the kind of leaf blower you want. I mean, what's next? We're going to be electric everything. Maybe they're going to plug into me and download my mind. Who knows? We were just talking about that last week with the memory foam. Who knows what's going on? I mean, my phone's listening to me all the time, too. It's a damn shame. There's just some corruption going on unprecedented measures you've ever seen before. But anyways, I digress. Looking at the history of Los Santos weather for the past 30 years, it's been 75, 76, 77, and sunny every single day. It has not gone up. It has not gone down. There is nothing changing with what's going on here in Los Santos. But I just wanted to bring to your attention this little video I have here. I'll play it for you in a second. Let me pull it up. This is what they want us to do. They, I mean the government.
Hi there, Justine Johnson here, CEO of Builders Manufacturing Limited, and I'm here to talk to you about the future of builders. Times have changed. We're dealing with a different landscape than our parents before us. For 70 years, Builders has been on the front line of progress and innovation, and we want to continue that trend going forward. Builders Manufacturing Limited is committed to fighting climate change, and we are dead set in moving toward a greener tomorrow. Let us show you how.
Jesus, it's a damn shame. It's a damn shame there, Lincoln listeners. But listen to what they say. It's even more of a shame than the whole topic
Builders
itself.
has invested literally tens of dollars in the latest carbon capture technology.
Just to let you know, since you don't have the video in front of you, there's somebody standing at the back of her car while it's running with a plastic bag to catch the emissions. Can you? It's a good one. All right, we'll keep it going.
What do I do now? I don't know, just get rid of it. Like open the bag? No, because then it won't be captured. Well, I could put it in the garbage. Just get rid of it.
I love this video.
Here at Builders Manufacturing Limited, we have an entire department dedicated to reducing our carbon footprint.
Now the assistant's stepping in water and stepping on the ground and measuring it. Because, you know, like they're stepping less because their emissions. Oh, goodness
In
me.
the cafeteria, all the food that we provide is plant-based.
Now they're eating grass. Okay, you get the point. You get the point. What's going on? What is going on with this country where that's the most important thing? When we got a housing shortage, we got inflation, we got a government who's $25 trillion in debt. We got this city right here in particular. Let me talk on Los Santos. Free healthcare, free housing, free $500 check when you land, a police force who's doing corrupt actions, not even taking action against the true criminals. And when they do, they barely go to jail. I just said this the other show. I'll say it again. Remember, when you look at sentences, they say months. They don't say years. They say months. Remember that. Months. They're only putting these criminals away for months. It's a damn shame what they're doing. It's a shame. But why aren't they taking accountability for their actions? I mean, how many people have to get injured, die even, for something to change here? I don't get it at all. I don't get it all. But I digress. Larry Lincoln listeners, we'll be at a break and we'll be right back. Thank you for listening to the Larry Lincoln Show.
On fire and ready.
Welcome back, Larry Lincoln listeners. Hope you enjoyed the break. Welcome on into the Larry Lincoln Show. Thank you for staying on and tuning in. It has been an absolute pleasure to have you listening in. So we have a guest coming in for this next segment, but before we start, I want to give a special shout out to a deal I made today with an upstanding citizen who is a veteran as well and should definitely get your business because he's been through a lot, was not treated well, and is now back on his feet trying to make a living, doing what he loves, keeping people fed. Beachfront Barbecue. A burger with a better bun is a better burger. Now, say that one 10 times fast and he'll give you something free to eat. He's a good man. I talked to him on the phone, very personable, and he's definitely got good prices too, even free delivery. I'd recommend him highly, Larry Lincoln listeners. You definitely should try out Beachfront Barbecue. Oh man, I'll be getting some right after the show. But all right, the next guest we have on is a lawyer who we just met at City Hall. Let's see if he's available. Give him a call and ask him a couple hard-hitting questions, shall we?
Theodore Lars of the Red Hot Lawyers.
Theodore Lars, it's Larry Lincoln, the Larry Lincoln Show. You're live on air. How are you?
Oh my God. Hey, Larry, I watch your show.
Oh, you don't have to flatter me, Theodore. It's a pleasure to have you on. I appreciate you taking the time today.
Thank you for calling, Larry.
Of course, of course. So, let's start off with, if you want to tell my listeners kind of, like your specialties, maybe how to contact you if you're looking for new business, of course, or we can just jump into my questions.
My name is Theodore Lars. I am a defense lawyer for the San Andreas Bar Association. Right now, because of the San Andreas Bar Association, what I most do is pro bono cell work and, of course, appeals for charges of the state, as well as answer other lawyer questions related to the law as is or the law that has been interpreted currently as from the judges. And just like a few other things when people are asking about like rights violations and all that other kind of stuff, just giving general legal advice.
That is fantastic, Mr. Lars, and appreciate the work you do because it's mighty important in a justice system such as ours.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you, one of the main questions when I met you that really struck me was when you said citizen's arrest. Now, that is something legal here, is it?
Yes, it is. And it also goes in combination with the Castle Law.
Oh, me and my listeners know the Castle Law very, very well.
Very good.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. So, my next question is, we talked a little bit about me having that officer on the show who's talking about grenades, and from what you've heard and from what others heard, there's a lot of interest in people that work in that department, not protecting our people, not taking good care of them. And I know it might be out of your lane, but do you know if the legal system is trying to make a change to better the police department, or is that just falling on deaf ears?
I would believe that internal affairs, you would have to be talking to superior officers and the chief of police to see how their training processes are going or officer complaints, as well as the Department of Justice is your route to submit appeals through the justice system, to submit civil suits if you believe your rights have been violated. So it's kind of two separate routes. One is the internal training processes of the police department is your route in order to gain that information if they deem it fit for the complaint you give, or of course to do through the Justice Department, through the DOJ and the judiciary lawsuits.
All right, good to know. Larry Lincoln listeners, make sure you're writing it down. This man knows his stuff, and he actually helped me out too, and I'll talk about it here for a moment. If you don't know, head on down to City Hall. There was a man who passed away recently, Mr. Worthington. Is that what it was, Mr. Lars?
Yup.
Mr. Worthington passed away recently.
Grandpapa.
Oh, you knew him?
He's everyone's grandpapa.
Not mine. I'll tell you that, Mr. Lars, not mine. I'm all the way from Liberty.
No, like in spirit, sir.
Oh, in spirit, of course.
He's like
Rest
the
in peace.
grandpappy of the state.
Rest in peace, his soul, in that
A
case.
true capitalist.
True cap. I mean, there's nothing that says America more than a true capitalist. Am I right?
Yup, he worked until he died.
Good man. Good man. But getting to the point, listeners, he has left behind some of his inheritance for each and every one of you. If you go down to City Hall, talk to his, was it granddaughter or daughter, Mr. Lars?
I believe Stacy's his granddaughter.
granddaughter
She's the
Stacy.
executor
Holy
of his
shit!
estate.
There's an explosion out. Holy shit!
Oh my God, are you okay, Larry?
Yeah, I'm all right. There's just sounded like it was coming from out. Holy shit! There's a fourth one.
Do you need assistance?
Lucas, we all right? What the hell am I talking about? Lucas is our virtual producer, so he's not able to see what's going on. I think I'm all right. The building did nothing happen over here. I think we're good. I think we're good.
Good.
Yeah, we're fine. But we'll keep it going. We'll keep it going.
You
Ain't
cannot afford to
ain't no
lose
bomb.
your show in these trying times of Los Santos.
We can talk on that for hours like we did in the car ride. There is so much going on. As a lawyer, are you able to really say your opinion with those pressing issues of the city, or would you like to share, or is that something you're not allowed to do?
I would assume so. I'm not. The DA is right now not an elected position. I don't think judges are right now, but that is. I would assume those are like things that are possibility in the future. And of course, as everything with elected, you have a political opinion. You say your interpretation of things. Even Supreme Court justices say their interpretations of things in court. So yeah, I'm not barred from interpreting things I see.
All right. So what are your thoughts on the hotel, for instance? Because from what I've seen, what I've experienced, what my listeners have experienced, it's been a detriment not only to people who live there and live around that area, property values down, crime rate up, drug use up. But
of course, crime rate's
bad.
up. I'm
It's
pretty
bad.
sure it's run by an Argentinian cartel.
What, the hotel?
Yes.
Wait, so you think an Argentinian cartel's paying for everybody's stay there?
Yes. Yes, I do. Well, not
Well, hold on a
necessarily
second.
paying for everyone. Maybe just getting away with not having to pay or whatever illegal means. They're using it to control you, to watch you, and succeed.
So what's your source on this? How do you know this?
I was put on a flight for 18 hours, got banged over my head, and the last thing I remember, I'm pretty sure they were the Argentinians. Why do you think I haven't gone back?
Jesus Christ, I had no idea. Wow. Okay, so you got put on a flight for 18 hours, banged on your head, and then you became a lawyer?
Yep, I was desperate for a job and I asked around of what is the most dangerous job, unwelcome job that the city needs right now. They said cops weren't hiring, and then they said, why don't you try being a lawyer? No one likes lawyers. And my desperation and my resume, well-prepared resume, like every man should have, laminated cover letter, references, got me the job like a true American.
That's something a lot of those liberals can't comprehend what you just said there. A nice resume laminated with a cover letter. The liberals, they don't even think they need a resume. They think they need to walk in there and get the job, and then they're like, why didn't I get it? I mean, let's look at it.
Make sure you're dressed for the interview.
Uh-huh. That's
Go
the
to
thing.
Goodwill,
Mhm.
buy a suit.
So here's the other thing, Mr. Lars. A lot of these kids who go to college and universities, they get indoctrinated, my listeners love that word, by their professors, by the media, by the government, with all these outreach programs, Jesus Christ, I think we're fine. But anyways, the point is, they have all these things coming to them that make them change their minds, make them work a certain way, and what it tells them is everything should be handed to you. And then once they graduate, after they spend all their money and their 100,000, maybe even 200, however much, in debt, is when they get dropped off and the government says, okay, thanks for your money.
You know what they need more than anything else?
Let's hear it.
Every man needs.
Go ahead. Let's
Every
hear it.
man needs a job.
That's
They will
right.
learn through work. They will
That's
learn
right.
the American way.
Been working
work
since I
until
was
they
6
die.
years old, Mr. Lars.
I'm so damn proud of you.
I was husking corn out there, 110 degrees out there in the Midwest every summer, just to make money to get ice cream.
You know, this reminds me of my job as a forklift operator.
Oh, very nice. I know a lot of my listeners are certified.
Indeed, so am I.
Oh, I
Until
guess
the
we can relate.
accident, it was the dream.
Oh, the accident. Is that something you want to speak about on here?
It's on the public record.
Let's hear it then. What's the story?
It's not easy to talk about, but a mechanical failure one day on the job, boss was speared by a forklift.
Holy hell. Wow. That is quite a story. Wow.
He worked until he died, like a true American.
I'm sorry to hear about that, Mr. Lars. At least you died of doing the thing you loved, working.
Nope.
Just like we all do. All right, Mr. Lars. It's all right. Okay, Mr.
I
Lars, if
respected
you
the
could
man.
give one piece of advice, legal advice, to all my listeners here in the state of affairs of this city, what would it be?
One piece of legal advice would be failure to identify can be applied rigorously to you. You need to tell your name if they have a. In fact, you just need to tell your name to the police, even if they only have a reasonable reason and not a good reason to detain you. You provide an ID, tell them your name. If you don't want to go to jail for failure to identify, they really love hitting people with that one. That is the one they get people on the most. Except I
Goodness.
got someone off. My first trial. I got him off of failure to identify.
Okay. Well, Larry Lincoln listeners, if you ever have that charge brought against you, here's the man to call. Am I right, Mr. Lars?
Indeed.
Excellent. Well, first off, when I hear about that tip you gave him, I think it's a shame that even is a law in the first place. I mean, what happened to the American right to do anything around here? I mean, first off, they're taking away our rights to own a firearm. I don't know if you know this, and I'm actually going to ask you if it's true. Is it illegal to own a double-barrel shotgun?
I have, as far as I've been told by the DOJ, yes.
What the hell is that?
I want to skeet shoot too.
No, what happened to the Second Amendment?
It's still there. It's in our Constitution.
It is.
It's
So
been
why is it banned?
bastardized.
Why is it banned if it's in the Constitution?
Because, sir, it's been banned because people are afraid, the state is afraid of enshrining our rights to the utmost capability.
That sounds like a lawsuit to me, Mr. Lars. Taking away the constitutional rights of American citizens?
Did you see the gun on that terrorist?
I didn't even see a terrorist. Where?
When at Missy's party, the terrorist shot the governor.
No, I've only heard bits and pieces about the governor's story, but
They had
well,
a
rest his soul.
high-powered sniper rifle
Hey, well, here's the thing,
and
Mr. Lars.
grenades.
Here's the thing, Mr. Lars. Grenades, a whole different story, but sniper rifle, it's not the gun that killed the governor, it's the person.
I know, those damn terrorists.
Mm-hmm. Damn terrorists.
Then they tried to bomb the courthouse to not have to go to trial.
Jeez, are they behind bars now?
They were behind bars. Pretty sure they're free now
Wait, how are they free?
because of months-long rehabilitation, they call it.
What the hell? Month-long rehabilitation?
Look, here's the deal. I will make sure my client is innocent and the law is not abused against them. But terrorists are an attack on all of us.
Oh, so, Mr. Lars, you're telling me that these terrorists murdered the governor, tried to bomb the courthouse, and they got a month rehabilitation sentence?
No, they got time served with 30-month sentence, and they're back out there. I saw them back out there. They were doing more terrorism.
What is that? I don't even know where to start on that, except for that it pisses me off, Mr. Lars. What about the
does.
people in this fucking city? What are they
Exactly,
gonna
the
do?
people.
They're gonna get killed next. They're gonna get their fucking house blown up. What the? I can't say that one on the radio, but what the hell is going on in
We
this
all need
damn
to
city
exercise-
where the American citizens can't even be safe where they can't say that word either, where they live?
And that's why we have citizens arrest. We can do something about it.
I'm just gonna say it. Larry Lincoln listeners, make sure you're armed. Make sure you do citizens arrest if someone's breaking the law. It's legal. It's legal.
You have 3 prongs. The
This is
person
legal.
Has prominent. They are prominent imminent danger. 2, you use the appropriate amount of force to detain them. 3, you call the police to report your citizen's arrest. And 4, you witnessed the crime that they are committing, and they are imminent and causing to be in an imminent danger. You know how I know this? We tried to citizens arrest a man. The cops let us go and told us, "Good job." Me and the judge.
Wow, that's very impressive, actually.
You need to hit all 3 of those prongs if you do not call, if you do not declare a citizen's arrest, or you use force in a situation that is not an imminent danger or threat of violence or harm. Then you will be arrested for not using, unless you do self-defense, which is a separate prong.
Well, Mr. Lars, I gotta say, thank you for taking the time to get on the show. This has been really insightful. And I think the most important piece of advice, not only is what you talked about with identity, but the self-defense and citizen's arrest. Larry Lincoln listeners, make sure you write that one down and make sure you know your rights with that citizen's arrest. It's a crazy-ass city out there. And sometimes you have to be the change you want to see.
Imminent danger, report.
That's right. That's right. Well, Mr.
Remember
Lars,
those 3 words.
anything else you want to leave for the listeners before we move on to the next segment?
You know what I want to leave for the listeners?
Let's hear it.
Is that the law can be on your side too. You can
Amen.
use the law yourself in order to correct these injustices against you. Call your lawyers. Grab a penal code at the state. Do your research and fight for your rights.
Amen to that. Mr. Lars, God bless you. Thanks for getting on, and we really appreciate the time. That was absolutely great for the listeners to hear, and we hope to have you back on soon if you'd so like to.
And report if you see an Argentinian.
Oh, definitely.
Be sure
Watch
they're
out for them.
kidnapping people.
Watch out for those Argentinians. Mr. Lars, you have a good day, all right? You take care.
Good day and good one to you, Larry. Thank you for the show.
You're a good man, Mr. Lars. We'll see you later. Good man. This is a good man. You know, when I met Mr. Lars, I was riding around with another man. I won't say his name because I'm not sure if he wants to have his name on the radio, but man, they're good people. They're good people, and that was some really sound advice that Mr. Lars gave us right there. So make sure you take it to heart, Larry Lincoln listeners. Make sure you take it to heart, all right? So we're going to take one more quick break after that interview, and then we'll come back to wrap up the segment, wrap up the show, and we'll get you on your way, get you on your day with brand new knowledge, brand new news stories, and a better way to get yourself prepared for all the fake news, for all the crazy liberals, for all the crazy criminals, and of course the massive amount of drugs on the street. Remember, go to church, listen to the Larry Lincoln Show, and bring your gun. Those are the 3 keys to success. We'll see you in a moment. Thank you for listening to the Larry Lincoln Show.
On fire and ready to go out there, gonna tear it down. There is no one here who can stop me, never hit the ground. If it shows I'm weak inside, there is nowhere left to go. All I can do is run and hide. 'Cause I've been running this world without you, with no help at all, one way to fall, living this nightmare all through. What's new? I'll make it without you. Hold on, you know I can't help it if I drag you down. In a hard and lonely cold pulpit to defend the crown. If it shows I'm weak inside, there is nowhere left to go. All I can do is run and hide. 'Cause I've been running.
Larry Lincoln listeners, welcome back into the Larry Lincoln Show. Thanks for staying around after the little break there and waiting to finish out the show with yours truly, Larry Lincoln. It's been a hell of a show today. I mean, we covered a wide variety of things. Climate change. The illegal fishing of sharks, which I don't know why it's actually illegal. We also covered EMS treating people differently, depending on if you're a local or if you're someone who moved in here recently, which I think is insane. We talked about inflation. We talked about climate change. We talked about drugs. We talked about crime. We also heard some great advice from a lawyer and even met someone else who assaulted me, Mr. Fox, who we'll maybe work with. We'll see if we can put that water under the bridge from what he did at the hotel. But anyways, Larry Lincoln listeners, you know, make sure you take the advice of that lawyer and what I said before the break. Make sure you go to church. Make sure you keep your gun. And make sure you keep listening to the Larry Lincoln Show. There's a lot of fake news going around out there. There's a lot of people trying to make you live in an echo chamber. And there's a lot of government influence in this city. I've never seen so much government control to the point where they're letting the police run it like a gang. It's honestly, it's making me lose my mind. And the fact that a double-barrel shotgun's illegal, I might have to make a movement on that and see if we can bring that right back to the people. There's not something right about that. That's our Second Amendment right, to own a double-barrel shotgun. Now, they can try to take our guns. You know that's why the amendment's there. They can try. They can try. They're not gonna. They're not gonna take our guns. We will defend that right. At least I will. And I know you all will too, Larry Lincoln listeners, until the day we die. So we'll give it a moment here, 555-8535. If anybody wants to call in, talk about something, bring something up, or if you have a different view than me, we'll give you a moment here to speak your mind. That's enough of a moment for me. Larry Lincoln listeners, thank you for tuning into the Larry Lincoln Show. Have a blessed Friday. God bless you. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the sun. Another 75, 76, 77 degree and sunny day in Los Santos. As we talked about for the past 30 years, where's the climate change in that? I don't know. I think it's just a way to try to take away our rights. I mean, that's all they really do, right? But hey, take care. God bless. Have a good one. We'll catch you next time on the Larry Lincoln Show.